Good day, race fans, and welcome to the Intentional Wreck Podcast, the podcast for by race fans who like other race fans, or something like that. I'm your host, Finn, and today it is just the three of us.
We're 5 seconds into it, we're already off the rails.
That's all right.
I love it.
I had it in my ear. I had that one lined up for you. What's up, boys? Another week and another Tyler Reddick victory. The Toyota boys.
I thought it was a pretty good race.
Are happy. I had people over. We played board games.
Nice.
And I did not get to catch the race because I spent most of it cooking. So I caught the last little stint. I watched a bit of a host of ours in car today. So tell me about it. How are we looking? How was Kansas?
Jeff said, you almost got the intro.
Almost got it.
Jeff is, for anyone who's wondering, Jeff is out of commission today. He's got a cold.
Yeah. Man flu.
I need to back up a second. Finn, what is your board game of choice?
Ooh, all right. So we have two. So we met this other swinger couple. I'm kidding. They're just
He's not kidding.
Did you hear the intro?
I coached my daughter's soccer team, and from that we met a family. They're hilarious. They're very interesting because they are like super ex-Mormon. Like within the last 2 years are ex-Mormon and are like completely flipped to like the complete.
So they're Secret Lives of Mormon Wives type.
Oh, dude, we're actually planning a Mormon night where they're going to give us the whole pitch. Like we're willingly walking into a Mormon MLM pitch for them to give us the whole laydown. I'm ready for the undergarments. I'm ready for the whole nine. It's going to be a blast. But either way, they're big board gamers because I don't think Mormons are allowed to touch technology. So they do board games for fun and entertainment. So they've introduced me to Talisman, which is
I think they can touch technology.
Have you ever seen a Mormon on Twitter?
They can play video games, but they can't like do it on Sunday. Is basically the gist. Is my understanding anyway. My son had a couple of Mormon friends.
Yeah, Amish,
he can play video games, but not on Sunday.
Wait, the Amish and the Mormon aren't the same. Pennsylvania Dutch, baby, lock me in.
I've never heard of Talisman.
Talisman's really cool, like fantasy D&D-esque kind of game. Really cool.
How do you feel about Catan?
Settlers of Catan. I thought that was a fake. I thought that was that fake game from Parks and Rec with the cones.
Cones of Dunshire, dude.
Cones of Dunshire. I have a game at our house. It's I call it Clue on Crack. It's a Sherlock game. But
nice.
If you guys are obviously familiar with Clue, everybody gets cards and they go and you have to guess the cards, who done it, with what, in what room. So the layout's kind of the same, in which you have to deduce things down, and you have to go to different locations. But instead of going to a location like you do in Clue and making a guess, and then somebody proves you wrong with the card that they have in their hand, instead you get a clue of the case. And sometimes the clue is like a cryptic message. Sometimes it's just a factoid that has to do. But basically, you read a case out loud, and then that sets the scene, and then you are getting clues from that. And there's over 300 cases. So every time you play, it's a different type of game. It's a different type of thing.
Awesome.
So it's really cool. If you like Clue or anything.
Has a ton of playability.
Ton.
Like replayability.
Yes, ton of playability. Also, you can do you could play against each other, so the first to solve. Sometimes we'll do a thing where we're like the Mystery Inc., like Scooby-Doo, like we're all on the same team and we have X amount of turns to solve the clue or solve the murder or whatever it is before that person gets away. So we have to, and the rules are like, so we have X amount of turns, you have to go get clues. You're not allowed to tell somebody on our team your clues unless you're within a pace of them on the board, right? So like proximity chatting, it's how the Mormons do proximity chat in a board game. So yeah, it's
one thing I like if you're having like, nights with, people over, want to do stuff like that. The Jackbox Party Pack.
Heard that's really fun.
Like you log in on your phone, and then all of the people log in on their phone, and the game is on like a TV.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
Yep. we almost got derailed because I had some high school buddies over with that group on the weekend, and they all got on the rig, and they all wanted to see who could run the fastest lap time. So that's always a good time with the iRacing. Bringing it back to NASCAR a little bit is get these guys, get your boys racing, but they'll always look at you and be like, all right, now you go, and you're like, all right,
okay.
brother.
But just blow your time out of the water.
Blow your time out of the water. It's not even close. They're like, oh, I can do it. Like, you ain't got 3 years, brother. Sorry. you got 10 more laps on the car. But no, that's always fun. I always get made fun of. They always go, you have gloves for this? And then I go, all right, go ahead, start it up without the gloves. And then they start racing. And they're like, give it the gloves. Give it the gloves. Yeah, you're gonna want the fucking gloves. But
I used to race without gloves, and then like I always thought, oh, what do you need gloves for? And then I got a nice wheel and got gloves, and it's so worth it. Yep. So worth it. I would never go back to racing without gloves.
Oh. So that was the board game. I like a good board game. I'm getting more open to it. I almost signed up to play D&D with Corey and his friend group, but they're a little too intense for me.
I did a D&D campaign with my sister and some of her friends.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
I have since retired from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh man,
I've retired. Hung up the dice, bro. Can't do it anymore.
Could you do a NASCAR board game, and what would that look like?
I don't know.
Think on it. Chat, Dilly, give us that. Give us a NASCAR. That's your assignment, chat. Is figure out a
NASCAR-opoly.
NASCAR
Chat GPT it.
A NASCAR related board game and how you would accomplish that. It's like D&D dice rolls to find out if Cody Ware is going to spin with a lap to go. Hey yo, we're back to Kansas. So so
it was a good race.
So how did it go? How were the lanes? Multi-lane racing? Is that
it was somewhat multi-lane early in a run. And then probably 15, 20 laps in, people started just migrating to the top. There were a few that could run middle and make a pass. There wasn't really a ton of passing up front. Hamlin kind of dominated stage 1, Larson dominated stage 2, and then Denny short pit for the final stage.
Saw that.
So Reddick was gonna work a lot.
It was gonna work.
Denny led a lot of laps late, and then Reddick passed him, but Denny was right there, and then I think passed him back before that caution came out.
Yes. Yep.
But then Cody Ware had to do Rick Ware racing things.
It was pretty pathetic, dude. Honestly, he wrecked right in front of the leader.
It sucks that it was him to bring out the caution, because we can just pile on them as an organization when they do honestly have every right to be out there, regardless of where they're running or how many laps down they may or may not have been. It's just a bad situation.
He wasn't racing hard.
No, he was trying to nurse it. He was trying to limp it back home.
Right.
Well, he was a good 8-10 car lengths in front of Denny. Like, it wasn't close to being a wreck. He was the next car.
Yeah.
But like, and it wasn't close to being
he was the oldest. He had the oldest tires on the track, which he was like 60 something laps into his run at that point, and tires started giving up around 40 laps in the race.
Yeah.
So it was inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, certainly an interesting thing to make a strategy call when you're that far back, and really just kind of finish the race. So, negative points there, but also, we want natural stuff to occur, right?
Yeah.
So this is, if a natural caution comes out, damn, the timing's there. But then I feel okay about those, like, these green, white checkers versus like if NASCAR had the ability to just like throw that caution. Think about the fan caution of the Bowman Gray
race.
Was the All-Star race or the Bowman Gray race? I think it might have been the Bowman Gray race to start this year. But like, yeah, that's corny. That's manufactured, and it sucks. It sucks.
Where Mikey dropped the flag on the track or something.
Jesus, Michael Waltrip. So again, it's one of those. Damn it, it's frustrating. I tell you what, there is really nothing frustrating than having a full race, really being a good car, maybe throwing some tires on it, being 11th, and in a great spot to finish in the top 3, and then some dipshit does something, causes a stack up on a restart, maybe. Maybe in an iRacing race at Kansas, maybe. piece of shit.
Maybe guys should go on the leader.
No, I get it's frustrating. I'm making a stab at what happened in iRacing this week at Nick. But it is what it is. Now the question is, we're looking at an insane start to the year. 5 out of 9, right? I mean, I got the stats here. Put them some at least.
Hasn't happened since 1987.
It was Dale, right?
Yeah.
So,
Jimmy had a similar season.
So I got a couple. I went and tried. Again, this is a 5-second look, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 comparative seasons of
I think Gordon had a comparative
of a 10 race stretch, right? So to start the year out, right? Because Reddick is 5 of 9. So here's what Reddick is at: 5 of 9 wins, an average finish of 5th, 6 top 5s, no DNFs. Let's go to 2000.
Hardly any laps led too, though.
Yes, that's another thing. 2007, Jeff Gordon, only 2 of 10 wins, but a better average finish at 4.1 and 8 top 5s in those 10 races. Then you look at Jimmy in that same span, 4 out of 10 wins to Jimmy Johnson. His average, he had more top 5s than Reddick as well. However, he had 2 DNFs. One was Daytona, and the other he was running P2 when Tony Stewart spun out, like right in front of a lap car, spun out right in front of him and destroyed his car. So those were like the outside of that Dale season, I'm talking about like the first like initial look at like how a season started. And before we get to the next ones, you made a point, Nick, about he's not really leading in that span. Jimmy and Jeff, it was like nobody else was leading laps. If Jimmy races. Wasn't leading, Gordon was leading. If Gordon wasn't leading, Jimmy was leading. And we'll get to, because my question to you guys here in a second is this sustainable? Are we looking at an all-time great season, or is it just one of those flash in the pan and then maybe Reddick regresses a bit? Not to where he isn't a championship contender, but that's kind of where I'm leading to. 2021, by the way. Corey, this is right before you started watching. And one of the things you hated the most was Kyle Larson. That was his
10-win season, right?
Yes. 2 separate stints of 10 races for Kyle Larson, I think, are better than what Reddick is doing now. First of all, Larson in the middle of the year, 4 of 9, an average finish of 2.3.
That's insane.
He had 8
That's
top
a Dinger
5s.
Magic type of run.
Well, he was first and second in every single race then.
Except for one race at Pocono where he was leading in the final corner when a tire blew. It would have been be the first driver to win 5 races in a row.
Jeez.
That was when the tire blew, or that was when the tire blew? Put him in the wall?
That is when the tire blew and Bowman won that race. I'm pretty positive that this was Bowman winning that race.
Years after that, Denny just absolutely walled him coming out of Pocono.
No, this is because they raced the next day. This was back-to-back Pocono races. So they raced Pocono. Remember, because this is COVID. I think so.
No, it was 21.
2021. I'm trying to recall here because this is definitely 2021 I was looking at.
That's year after COVID.
Well, whatever the case was.
Next, later in that same year, in the chase, he wins 5 of 10 races with an average finish of 7.4 and a top 5. So Larson has 2 stints in one season that are equivalent to what we're seeing from Reddick, which is crazy. Then there's Truex, his championship run in 2017.
Chase.
4 of 10 wins, an average finish of 4.3, 9 top 5s.
That's insane.
And
Didn't Tony have an insane chase?
Oh, Tony Stewart had an insane race where he won 4 in a row, I'm pretty sure, or he had like 5 of the 10 wins.
It was when him and Carl were battling, right?
Yep, because he started way back in the points. And then there's 1998 Jeff Gordon, who from June to the end of the season finished, his worst finish was 7th, and he finished outside of the top 5 one time, and he won like 7 races in that span. So, but that's 1998. Wow. That's before like color was invented, so like, it doesn't matter. That's why they call him the Rainbow Warrior, because halfway through the season, color got invented, and then everybody could see the colors of the car. I think that's facts.
If only Jeff with his sound effects with the rim shot were here right now.
So,
but Reddick this year, to your I guess question about is it a flash in the pan or not? I think a lot of things are coming together to make this possible for Tyler Reddick. The main thing being the Chevy's new body and not being able to figure stuff out. He has a lot less competition with all of the Chevys being out of it.
Yeah.
I say that. They weren't out of it at road courses or short tracks. And I mean, Hendrick has a short track win, so we see it there. But I mean,
who not in a Toyota is especially competitive to him right now?
Shane Van Gisbergen at road courses.
Hardly anybody.
Nobody else.
I mean today,
right.
Blaney, Larson.
Yeah.
Are the two guys not in a Toyota who have given him any kind of threat this year? Maybe a sprinkle of the 9 car, maybe.
No, the 9 was a strategy call. At a track that's notoriously hard to pass, right? Like
I gotta say, Reddick's biggest competition right now is other Toyotas.
Yeah, it's just Denny.
Oh yeah,
really, Denny Hamlin at the moment. The thing
is, if Chris Bell didn't get wrecked on the last lap or the second to last lap, yesterday or 2 days ago, he would have won that race.
We were also one slip on worst tires away from a Briscoe win. At Kansas. He was coming down the backstretch in third with Reddick and Larson beating and banging on each other with 2 tires.
Yeah.
So it was he had as good a shot to win that race as either of the other two, for sure.
That's Kansas though. Anybody as on a last lap or on an overtime restart like that. Yeah. We saw Chase Elliott last year come from I think 9th or 10th.
Yeah, 10th. That's exactly why the 19 team made that call. I'm sure they're in almost the exact same position. Yep. First car on 4 tires and went from 11th to 3rd in 2 laps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so. I really think like I'm back and forth. First of all, the reason why I would say I don't think we're looking at like a 2021-esque season from Reddick. 2 points. One, you've already said it, Nick, which is it's hard to say somebody's lucking into wins, so I'm not, right? But
he's not dominating race.
The first 2 wins of the year were fun, but those are those races, right? Coda, pure dominance. Darlington, pure dominance. Got it. And that's a sign for championship season inbound or just a new level for it. But, Kansas wasn't exactly the 45s day.
I wouldn't say Coda was dominant. I would say he was out front a decent amount.
He just never had to deal with the other fast cars. Let's go. He just never really had to deal with the other fast cars.
I can't believe Larson fumbled the W at Kansas. I cannot believe it. He had that thing won. He was 2 lengths ahead.
Yeah.
How did Reddick catch him? How?
Yeah.
Because he didn't cover him. Larson he's a do or die type of guy.
Yeah.
And he's not going to he doesn't think about blocking first or arrow, pulling somebody back by arrow blocking them first. He just tries to think about his line first, and that's what messed him up here.
He won that race years ago with the high lane by sticking it high in the corner and passing Buescher, and I think he felt like he was going to have the same kind of pull. And I don't know if he just had to get out of the throttle or not, but he just wasn't able to ride that lane like he wanted to. So I'm looking at these races. Darlington and Coda were probably those races where it was like, oh my God, the 45 is just leading and taking off and just has got the fastest car. Everywhere else, he's had a fast car, and when the opportunities have come, and that's great for Reddick. But when I think of like, this is the longest sport in terms of a season, right? We're February to November. There is a major opportunities to slump when the Chevys start figuring things out. If they do, that's going to change things. But where I do come back and I say, okay, I'm back on board is come chase time, right? Darlington kicks us off, obviously has the best car there. We got 2 tracks that are okay. Kansas, that's it. Obviously, he just won there. Charlotte, Vegas, those are Toyota tracks. Phoenix, I think he can be fast at. And then, of course, there's Homestead. Like, there's so many tracks that if they just maintain this 1.5 mile dominance, but you mentioned Bell. If Bell it gets hot. Denny increases.
I think Bell is getting hotter recently.
Briscoe's another one.
Finally, he was terrible to start the year. So was Briscoe.
Right.
Briscoe is in the playoffs if they started today, or not the playoffs, in the chase if it started today. He has come from like 29th to 15th in like 2 weeks.
So back-to-back top fives, and we're past the stink of those. Like I think he finished like in the 30s, like 36 or worse in the first, like 3 of the first 4 races.
Yeah, Seabell is all the way up to 10th.
Reddick has also got 4 poles this year.
That's something.
Yes, they're fast out the gate.
Yeah,
but again, 2 super speedway wins are toss-ups. The Coda race was earned, but he wasn't by and large the fastest car. He was definitely a top 5 car. I don't think. I mean, he did enough to win the race. This Kansas race, he had a top 5 car, but I don't think he was the fastest car. Right. It was either Denny or Christopher Bell. So
it's
Denny had this thing. Put it together. Denny had it locked up. Denny had it locked up. If it wasn't for Cody Ware spinning, Denny wins his race.
Right.
Easily,
right.
Frankly.
And I don't think that takes away from how incredible the season has been. I think we still look at Reddick the same exact way. So I think out of all the wins, this might be the least impactful to how everybody's been viewing him this season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe Daytona.
I mean, the first race of the year, Daytona is the biggest.
Yeah,
biggest race
after a winless year, right?
Yeah.
And then Atlanta was like, "How did he do it with the fender? Holy shit!" And then Coda was like, "Oh my god, you just beat SVG head to head when it mattered the most."
Yeah.
And Darlington, he won by like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
I get that Daytona is the granddaddy of them all, but still, it's kind of like anything can happen. So just
it's the pinnacle, but yes, anything can happen.
Up and deal and hope for the best.
Right. But this one, like I don't know if this one moves the needle. I don't know if you considered Reddick like if you weren't already all in saying he's the championship favorite, he's gonna win it this year, whatever. I don't think this win this week moved that needle any closer to that. I think it's just, and it's okay. It's okay. Like
the win feels like a top 5 to me for some reason.
Yeah.
I think, and honestly, if I'm like thinking about it in a sort of critical way, the win means less to me than him bitch slapping Larson for the win on the last lap. Like that to me is like, okay, now I mean, unless I'm missing something, right? Which I don't claim to be the most knowledgeable guy, but like he had no business catching him on that green white checker. Larson was gone. And Reddick was like, nope, and just cleanly passed him.
I mean,
on equal tires.
At the end of the day, like the setup, the nose, who knows, right? Like maybe the adjustment that Larson puts in the car was better for the Toyota or Chevy build versus this Chevy build. That it literally could be just that. Again, we're not seeing a single Chevy. The only Chevy I see like in the top 5 outside of Larson is Hocevar. We've said it before, but like it's just William Byron is a complete ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He was hanging around 10th,
like
in Kansas.
I mean,
Elliott did have a bit of a run late. Elliott did have a bit run late, and he also was.
Your boy starts next year in the 48. I will be stunned.
Yeah, it's getting.
That is a garbage fire.
I'm pretty sure that given his Vertigo stuff this year, Hendrick likes him enough to give him another shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's out next year, but if he has the same kind of year next year, I think he's out then.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, Alex, we're looking at 2 wins and a deep playoff run. Otherwise,
yeah,
we're moving on. We can't keep adding new crew chiefs. We can't keep, somebody.
I think this year is a grace year for him, though, because of the health issues.
And the Chevy body, right? Like, since
pretty
all the
long grace year, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hendrick can do that.
Rick Hendrick does that. Rick Hendrick moves at a pace others don't. He's not rushed, and he does right, and it certainly helps that the sponsor.
He loves his people.
The sponsor loves Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you knew, but for the longest time, Hendrick was sponsored by GMAC. GMAC.
Yeah. Okay.
GMAC rebranded, probably because of some shady stuff, rebranded as Ally. So Ally is a sponsor for Hendrick. Like that, the relationship is with Hendrick Motorsports, not with Alex Bowman. So Alex Bowman did not bring the sponsorship. In fact, Ally only. So GMAC went away.
Ally was on Jimmy's car.
Yes, Ally went away. Lowe's left the sport.
Yeah,
and
which is crazy.
Jimmy Johnson takes on Ally. to get the sponsorship in that car. And then, so Bowman just kind of falls into Ally's lap, and then like the marketing director folks for Ally adore Alex Bowman. So it's one of those, like, he didn't bring the sponsorship, but he's keeping, whatever.
Snugs is saying KB to the 48. KB is not going to.
I wouldn't be against it. If you needed a placeholder year for like the Spire contract to go up, listen.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it either. I'm just saying it's not going to happen.
50-year-old man with probable erectile dysfunction joins a Hendrick ride. Where 2009?
Mark Martin.
What is this, Mark Martin? Is he on his Mark Martin career arc right now?
Only if he drives the Viagra car.
Well, what car was Mark Martin driving before he became the 5 car Hendrick Motorsports?
The 6.
The 8. No? He was a part-time driver for the 8 Army car at DEI.
Oh, you're right.
So we are on our Mark Martin career arc here.
Right.
Put him back in. Can't give him the 5, but one more run around for Busch.
I think it's crazy that Kyle Busch still has the most wins among active drivers. I mean, and he hasn't won in 2 years.
Kyle Busch is something I expected to have to explain to Corey. Like, we had conversation about Brad Keselowski, and I had to like tell him, like, hey, Brad was good, I promise.
Brad was great.
Yeah, Brad was great. Kyle was another one I thought, Corey, you didn't really have too much pushback on Kyle Busch.
I have seen
Kyle was great.
I have seen a glimpse of Kyle Busch. I think when the first like 3 or 4 races that he was in the 8 was like, oh, okay.
He's got what, filthy. 2 wins in the 8?
I think so. I think he won 2 of the 2 of 3, and then I think he finished like 4th in the other one or something like that. He was killing everybody early on, like his first couple races in the 8, and I was like, oh. I remember saying on this podcast, Kyle Busch in the 8 is going to be a problem. Well, I was right, but for the wrong
reason.
Just
a different problem.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, one day we'll have to have, we're definitely playing, like, remember that guy or name a guy, but 18 Kyle Busch.
Guys naming dudes.
18 Kyle Busch was terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Was genuinely terrifying. Like, think about how you feel about the inevitable Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. It was that.
So let me ask you, an informed and uninformed NASCAR guy, why are we running the 54 instead of the 18 in Joe Gibbs Racing right now? Why?
Because Ty Gibbs.
Do they still have the 18? Like, is that their number?
Yeah, they still have the rights to the 18, yes.
The 18 traditionally is the Joe Gibbs number.
Right.
It was the first one. Bobby Labonte drove it. Then Kyle drove it. But
Ty's driven 54 pretty much his whole life.
So it was 11, 18, 19, 20. That was the JGR numbers. 11, 18, 19, 20. Right.
Yes.
And now we have Ty Gibbs in the 54.
Yes.
Yeah,
it looks like that's just because of Ty. So I could see a scenario, and we've kind of talked about it before, when Denny's done, the 11 goes with him to 2311 to be, that makes sense, to be their 3rd car number. Hyman the 11 would go hard as hell. But
the 11 has to go to 2311, dude. If it doesn't, that would be a tragedy.
But the 18, and let's be clear, the 19 for the longest time was with Evernham Motorsports. It was the 9 and 19 Jeremy Mayfield. They brought the 19 in, I think it was like Carl Edwards or Daniel Suarez. I can't remember who got it first. I think it might have been Edwards. But when Carl Edwards came over from Roush Racing, the Ford team, he kind of brought in that 19. So, but since then, the 19 has been that ride. But yeah, dude, Kyle Busch 18. I mean, we're talking about a guy, like you said, 63 wins in Cup. That's up there. I mean, who else isn't that where Senior's at? Like, he's close to Senior.
Senior's 70 something, I believe.
Right, but he's the winningest driver ever in trucks, right? Isn't that the bit you're going for right now?
Yes.
Kyle Busch has like 170 wins in trucks or some insane number like that. Isn't it like
not quite that many?
I think he has 200 total. Crazy, I think he has over 200 total Cup wins or NASCAR wins across all the series. And that was its own thing, right? Like, he's like the whole reason that they don't even race full time down there in those series anymore, a full on bounty. Yeah. But it wasn't just that. It was just like, we're talking about this guy had to go through his early years, were going through the primes of Jimmy, Jeff, Stewart, Edwards, and then after that, here comes Hamlin, Harvick, Keselowski, Logano, all these crazy Hall of Fame drivers, multi-time champions, and he still somehow has 63 Cup wins.
That is wild. Man.
Go watch some Kyle Busch wins. Yeah.
He is one guy who I think, because I'm kind of catching the tail end of his career, that I feel like I could go back and watch early. I would say like Kyle Busch is probably that guy. Tony Stewart is probably that guy who I've never really seen race, but I've heard about him racing, and that style sounds interesting to me. Also, Briscoe's fascination with Tony Stewart. Obviously, I'm like, okay, well, there's obviously something to this. But Kyle Busch is kind of like, all right, the stories, and his brother, frankly, as well, because I caught the very I was trying to remember like who was in that car before Ty Gibbs showed up, and it was Kurt Busch, right? Like, am I crazy about that?
No, what you're misremembering is Kurt Busch was Kurt Busch wrecked, and the rear end of the car, it was when the rear end of the next gen cars weren't collapsing correctly. It's the same thing I got Alex Bowman at Texas.
Right, yeah.
So he was the original 45 driver at 2311.
45.
And Ty Gibbs filled in for him in the 45, and that kind of helped expedite Gibbs to Cup. That winning the championship, obviously, in Xfinity, and moving on. So yeah, that's what got that. But yeah, it was such a great era of the sport, and look back at Kyle. So I'm not against kind of going back to like what we kind of were talking about, where guys losing their ride, who's on the fringe and stuff like that. I wouldn't be against seeing Kyle get one last huzzah. But yeah, 233 wins in total, 63 in Cup, 68 in Xfinity, and 102 in the truck. So
102.
Yeah, just
he used to race a ton.
Yeah. So he's the winningest truck series driver of all time. I'm pretty sure. That seems
I'm pretty sure he is too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by a mile.
That's wild.
By a mile. And they don't let him win championships anymore. Otherwise, I imagine he would have won the truck championship, the Xfinity championship, all in the, he would have been one of the kind of guy who would win all 3 championships in 1 year. So who's second closest in truck? Probably like a Sprague or something, right?
The same.
I would think like Hornaday.
Ron Hornaday. Yeah. That's a good Google search to do. Chad, have you figured out a board game for NASCAR and how that would work yet? So
good activity in the chat tonight, though.
Yeah, real busy. Yeah. So we've got 15-ish minutes. Let's talk quickly. There's not too much to talk about Daytona or Talladega.
Just the stages, really.
The stages, they flipped them, right? It's long, short. Is that the game?
98, 45, 45, I believe.
Yes.
I don't hate the decision. I'm not going to be super.
They will have no reason to fuel save.
In the second and third stage. Yeah.
Second and third stage. They were inside the fuel window.
Got you. Okay. Well, I listen. We've bitched years, and NASCAR's finally saying, "Let's do it." Right? Let's do it. So this is a change. It's not the change I personally said I wanted, but I'm not going to be super apprehensive.
Stage 1 is going to be a snooze fest, though.
Yes. Ben Kennedy did say this is just a Band-Aid. This is not the end result. This is just a Band-Aid for this year. And then actually between now and the next Daytona race, I think they're going to lab some more stuff out. But for next year, they are planning to have something in place that we can do going forward. They're thinking about making 4-tire stops mandatory anytime you come down pit road.
Right.
Which would help the fuel saving. It still takes longer to put fuel in than it does change 4 tires now with the single lug, but that would help a lot.
I think one of the biggest things that somebody heard somebody talking about was just like, hey, if 2 of us say fuck this, right? Like 2 of us go, I don't want nothing to do with this. We can't go and get far enough ahead of those guys to neutralize the advantage they're getting on pit road. And that
needs to be 5 or more cars, I believe.
Right. And, nobody wants to make that attempt to try. So we'll see. I'm curious.
And that will only work if 3 Toyotas aren't blocking the front 3 rows anyway.
True.
So
I've always I kind of want a standardization. If we're gonna keep stages as they are, I want shorter first and second stages, like legit, like 2 quick sprints. Get your playoffs, or get your money in, make it work, and then the rest of the race is the rest of the race, and you learn what you can.
I want at least 25, 25, 50. I would prefer 20, 20, 60.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. 20. Yeah. I wouldn't 17, and then I don't know math, whatever's left, right? Like the shorter those stages, the better. Cause like those truck races with very quick stages are super fun, and people are going to want to unload a lot quicker. Like a lot more goes into qualifying now because you don't have a whole stage to work your way up.
It's also like kind of like pseudo heat racing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But having the stages be almost identical is not the play.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. It should be more exciting this week, at least the end of the race.
Yeah, the end of the race will definitely be more exciting.
The beginning is going to be a snoozer, but hopefully this does something for like, hey, we're just 70% throttle the whole way. Isn't this fun?
But the beginnings of super speedway races, regardless of stage lengths, are usually snoozers anyway.
That is true.
Because nobody wants to make big moves.
That is true.
Yeah, dude. It would be more fun if they made them like sprint to their cars on pit road, like it's like Le Mans or something, Like everybody, fireman, fire suit, their driver suit on, like the firemen do, had to sprint across the way, hop in the car.
Ron Hornaday, 51 wins is the second highest, but we had it wrong. KB has 68 truck wins, 102 Xfinity wins.
Okay.
According to Dilly.
If you believe Dilly.
Yep. He just had to Google who Kyle Busch was, by the way.
But and Ron Hornaday.
If you can't pick up Ron Hornaday out of a lineup, you're not a real American, Dilly.
We need more truck lifers.
Cletus McFarland, dude. I'm for it. By the way, I know that's like its own thing and its own controversy. This idea that he shouldn't be an O'Reilly or in trucks. Fuck it, dude.
No, I love Cletus.
Get the man in there. He's hilarious. This dude signed.
You hate fun? Do you hate fun? You don't want Cletus around? You don't like fun?
He blew the engine up. He blew the engine up.
Like,
drifted
what kind of person doesn't want that in the sport? He's fun.
The dude is signing off on the radio as the NASCAR officials are trying to get him out of the car. He has to take the thing off, and then he like grabs. You see him grab the wheel and hit the button, and he's like, "Go to baldeagle.com. Be like Biv. Do it for Dale. I'll see y'all next week." And it's like he's YouTube signing off on a fucking exactly what NASCAR needs, right?
He also, if you've ever watched his videos around like testing days or his recaps for races, he provides a ton of access that fans don't get to see.
Yeah,
that goes into these races. So if you don't. I mean, you can not like the guy all you want and not think that he needs to be in Cup or NASCAR in general. But watching some of those videos lets you know a lot about race day procedures and what it takes to actually get to a race day.
Yeah. But also, as fans, we got to do the diligence to watch, right? Like, Ty Majeski is,
We do have truck lifers, but I said we need more truck lifers.
Yeah, Ty Majeski is one of my favorite truck guys to watch. Obviously, iRacing Demon, but fun to watch those guys down there, and we just gotta watch them. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's a good product. The O'Reilly series has been. Really,
I always
solid.
Want to, and I just never manage to sit down and watch the race. I'll usually if I'm like cooking dinner or something on Friday night, I'll watch it on my phone or something like that, right? Someone in our Discord put me onto the illegal stream website, so we watched a little bit more. Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing, so I'm
it's great to get on there and watch. It's great to get on there and watch the international feed too.
Yes, they don't have commercials.
Yeah,
very cool. Thanks. That's the Dilly feed. That's what we call that. The Dilly PW.
So,
PW feed.
With our last 10, let's do this. Who's your must-have for Talladega on your fantasy this week? I mean, there's not much more to talk about.
Denny Hamlin.
Fords, but without fuel saving, I don't know if the Fords are going to be as dominant. Looking back at spring Talladega last year, Larson was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was up there?
I'm smelling SVG's first oval.
Noah Gragson was up there.
Yeah, I'm smelling SVG's first oval win. That's what I'm smelling.
I'm not ready to make that.
I mean, it's Dega. It's not like I'm saying this is Vegas or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just.
What if the Chevys show up finally, and it's like, oh, we just should have been plate racing the whole time.
That'd be something.
Plate racing merchants. Either you ever die a hero or live long enough to become Harrison Burton.
I feel like if Hocevar doesn't get wrecked.
True, he's a very good one, especially considering he almost won the 500. Yeah, I mean, it'll be for what it's worth. We've got guys. I was going to mention this. We're in a golden age of NASCAR because how many young prospects over in this era right now, the young guys right now, are not paying off? Gibbs is killing it and just got his first win. Hocevar is legit hilarious to watch, right? Bell, championship contender every year. Reddick finally breaking out. You know, when these guys were given the prodigy name, right? And we remember the Logano's, but for every Logano, there's 4 Reed Sorensens. You know what I mean? Like during those 2000s, David Stremme, like there were a ton of Casey Mears guys that were just like, I mean, even Casey Kane, I love the guy to an extent, dubbed prodigies that didn't pan out, right? And then there was Logano, and then
Kane was
Larson.
You can't put Kane and Reed Sorensen and David Stremme in the same bucket, though.
Right.
Casey Kane won in the 9. He won in the 5. So,
but we're in a really good spot because all of the young talents are paying off. There's really not too many guys that are flaming out. Who's been the biggest flame outs? Maybe Suarez, who won an Xfinity championship. Who isn't? Haley. But again, what was Haley outside of that one rain shortened Daytona win?
He was touted as a great driver coming into Cup, though.
Yeah. He always, to me, and maybe to me, always just kind of reminded me of like how Bowman was at like Tommy Baldwin. It was just like just kind of
always
driving
shit. His equipment.
But we're in such a good all of the young, even Byron. Let's talk about that when Corey, when you first got in sport, wasn't I telling you Byron's kind of on the hot seat here, to drive.
It did take a few years for him to get into the swing of things.
Yeah,
and
I don't particularly remember that, but
speaking of taking a few years to get into the swing of things, compare Corey Heim and Connor Zilich's results.
Yeah,
Corey Heim just got a top 15. Connor Zilich hasn't been able to sniff a top 20 this year.
I don't know, but if we see Zilich, if you gave Zilich a Toyota, I think life would be a lot different. So, but a lot to look at Dega. Let's talk about what's about to happen in no less than half an hour.
Start of the season, baby.
Start of season 2 of the IWP. I'll spare all the pre-race brief stuff. Nobody that's in this chat, who's your championship guy? Like if you had to put money on him right now and it's not one of us 3, who's your
I feel like it has to be Dinger.
You think Dinger Magic?
There's no reason that he can't sustain what happened in the chase last year.
That was a obnoxious run at the end of last year.
It was crazy.
We should have mentioned that when we were talking about Tyler Reddick's run. Runs that match Tyler Reddick. Dinger. I didn't hear.
He did say Dinger.
Dinger's worst finish of like third or something. It's an absurd.
He just has to win more.
You can't discount Snugs either.
So Dinger did win the big practice. They had a big old practice race last night, and Dinger won that. So he's certainly going to be quick tonight. Yeah, I think the first part. I mean, it's almost a disservice to say the first part of his season last year was not that good because he did win Kansas, which was like the 6th race of the year, and he did win the All-Star race. But it just felt like he wasn't dominating the races. It was just like dense.
I mean, he wasn't. He was 10th place coming into the chase.
Right. Yeah. It's just a really slow start, and when the finishes were bad, they were really bad. Yeah. Even with the drop weeks.
That's what happened to me in the chase. I was solid all year until the chase, and then it was
So you say Snugs. So one of the leader of the Ford group.
You can't ever count him out. He's gonna be a problem everywhere.
Yeah,
he's fast everywhere.
He's on iRacing a lot more though. He's not on NASCAR 25.
A sleeper pick for this year. One of the new guys, Eric.
Oh yeah, I saw him spin yesterday in the exhibition race and recover and finish like 3rd or 4th, real quick from him. Bobby Lee Swagger's another name that
he's quick too.
That I see him quite a bit fighting up front. The only thing with Bobby Lee Swagger, from what I've seen, is I won't say mistakes, but it just doesn't feel like it just feels like there's like a lot of things. He's getting bullied around a little bit, and part of that could have been last year when he was just getting used to everybody and like realizing I'm not in championship contention. Let me not fight up front. But now that he kind of has the leeway to go qualify up front, fight up front.
It's all everybody's back to 0-0 right now.
So you say sleeper pick. So we got Dinger. Sleeper pick was Snug. Sleeper pick was Bobby Lee Swagger or Eric in Michigan.
Obviously Dance is going to be there.
Without a playoff point reset, how long can he go on a controller?
True.
Because he was struggling.
He's still on a controller.
He is on a controller tonight. He is on a controller tonight.
I think that he's gonna race on a controller tonight, and then he's gonna get so pissed off that he's back on his wheel next week.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't.
Regardless of doctor's orders or not.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's gonna put himself in long-term danger because of a NASCAR 25 league. He seems smarter than that.
Be surprised, dude.
Right. But I'm saying is there's always next year. Like NASCAR 26 is going to come out in October. We're going to go right back to this again.
I've got a little poem for you about Tyler Bowling, aka Dense Fog, right? If it would give Tyler 3/10, he would choose impotence. Okay, that's your poem of the day. If it would give him 3/10, he would choose impotence. This man is obsessed. All right.
He wakes up and the first thing that he does is check his iRating. Okay.
He falls asleep to qualifying tips and tricks videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said he woke up at 3 a.m. one night and got on and ran practice laps. So
he's a different kind of cat, man.
Listen.
I'm not saying he's not obsessed with being fast, but I have a lot of difficulty with he's going to hurt himself and set himself back from a lifetime of speed for this one little section of one
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. It'd be all right. You can drive without feet. Figure it out. But okay. I've seen a guy. In fact, I've seen a guy drive without arms on iRacing. He drives exclusively with his feet. I think it's exciting. I'm gonna go. My championship favorite is gonna be the 60 car, JJ Franken. He had it. He was doing everything he needed to do down the stretch. Another kind of a late bloomer, but when I was going back and putting all the spreadsheet and bot stuff together, the amount of top fives that JJ Franken had last year were good. And speaking of that, stats are coming. We're going to have stats obviously for this year, and that's going to be already programmed and available. But we were talking in the admin chat earlier, all-time stats and all those things will be tracked in historical stats. You can go to intrecpod.com and view those things. You can go to the league directory channel. I've cleaned up a ton of the Discord the last week or so. Really got rid of a lot of unnecessary channels.
Yeah, it looks much cleaner.
I don't know.
You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you believe so? We the Toyota boys have been getting together a lot, putting our heads together, trying to find some speed. And our boy Deadly Pants hit us up last week and said, "Hey, I want to get to work on this. I need you guys to help me figure out how to get faster at this game." I'm like, okay. So last Friday night, me and Jeff and Hellseeker and Space Time get on a practice session. We're all running around going. I'm like, all right, Jeff, we're going to go through this. We're going to figure it out. Would you believe it if I told you that this man did the entire first season with his throttle rate set to 50?
That's crazy.
Yes. I would believe that.
That
dude
is crazy.
He's not here to defend himself right now, but brother, what I was like, okay, what's your? And I'm like, I didn't even pay attention to the throttle section on his controls. And he's like, so what should my throttle rate be? And I was like, 100.
100?
He's like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, mine's set to
Yeah, so check your settings, folks. Check your settings.
Dude, I was pissing myself laughing. It was so funny.
I've done
man.
that. I did the race after Coda with my road course settings. So like,
yeah, same.
Yeah, like so I turned down my throttle nonlinear a ton on those road courses so I can get harder on the throttle and not spin out. And then I think we went to like Kansas the next week or something like that, and I was ball slow on anytime I was back on the throttle. I was just losing time, and there's nothing you could do mid race. Like
you went from 3 seconds off our pace to 3/10 off our pace from a settings change.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Like that. So look out for Deadly Pants.
Hey, Deadly Pants, most improved driver of the year, and most improved is gonna count from previous seasons. And then lastly, Rookie of the Year. I'm super excited about that. Right, we're gonna have a Rookie of the Year run for the first time. So when you look at the stats, you'll see a -R next to a driver's name. That means they are classified as a rookie this year.
Was I technically the Rookie of the Year last year?
No, you were not Rookie of the Year last year.
Everyone was.
Everybody was. Big APW was Rookie of the Year last year. I will not elaborate. So, all right. Well, as we are preparing, while we are preparing, we are about to open up the lobby, and announcements about to go out, and we will see all of you soon. That'll do it here for us this week. We sorely miss Jeff, but as you can see, we stayed well on time, and I can shit in peace because Jeff's not extending.
He'll be in the race, but just not in the pod.
So excited to see you all tonight for the launch of the season. This is the boys signing off.
Peace.